Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. So, chums, today I have been called to arms. I say arms. I've been called in because somebody's got a problem inside of No Man's Sky. So let's go and hit on up the comments and I will show you exactly what's going on. You're probably going to want to read that. You can't really read that with me on the screen. So let me put myself over here. So, I've been hit up by Jamie Slark. It says, Captain, need your help. Someone put a trap in front of the featured base in the anomaly. The Mushroom House Polestars. Sealed round building directly in front of the house. Help get the word out, people. So I guess we're going to jump on over into game. We're going to see what's happened to this featured base, the Mushroom House, and see if we can find out if we can somehow come to the aid of the actual owner of said featured base. So let me get inside a game and we'll see if we can do something about this, people. I may need your help. We may have to report this base in number, people in the viewerverse. Let's get into game. Now, people in the viewerverse, I don't want to use my legacy save. Because they said it's a trap base, I don't think it's a great idea to go there with my legacy save. So I'm going to use one of my old creative saves that's only got 3 minutes and 35 seconds in it. So we're jumping over into game. Hopefully we've got the spatial anomaly. And hopefully we can use this one just in case I get trapped in a trap base. We are inside of the spatial anomaly. Yeah, I don't even remember this save. I mean, look, we've got a cape and we've got a staff. What the fudge is going on here? Maybe this was from relics. Right, okay. Let's go to featured bases then. And it's the Polestar one here, and it's the Mushroom House. Oh my days, I've toured this. It's such a beautiful base. Have they honestly gone and busted this base? This is by Nerozii as well. Alright, well let's go and have a quick look-see and see what's going on. This is a travesty. Right, well I've arrived, Cated, and I'm not trapped in anything. And I'm not seeing any trap base. I'm not seeing anything dodgy here at all, people inside the viewerverse. Everything seems fine and dandy. Let's have a look. There is no report base button either, so I can't report this base. If I was to get the portal coordinates for this is in a galaxy that I can't reach either. If somebody has managed to disrupt this and upset this base, I am not seeing anything of that kind. What's this base right here? Yeah, so there we go. Last edited by Nerozii. So maybe Hello Games have already taken action. Maybe I'm seeing the end results of something positive. Okay, well, I mean, I did pick up that message and I did fire it over to Hello Games. So maybe it's already been taken care of. Anyway, let's go inside since we're here and let's have a look, see if anything strange happens when I venture into base. Okay, well, I'm not having anything happen in the way of trapment or squippiness. Perhaps everything has been fixticated. Perhaps there is no need to worry anymore, Nerozii. Unless I've gone to the wrong freaking base. But it said by Polestar, didn't it? Mushroom base. This is definitely the mushroom base. I'm definitely at the right one. But I'm seeing nothing wrong with this, Nerozii. Nothing at all. So everything is going great. Everything is fine and dandy for me. Let's head on out. Let's go into the old camera mode. Let's have a little butchers. So I'm not seeing anything at all. I mean, they did say something in front of the base. I was looking at this divot in the ground. There's another divot in the ground over here. But I'm not seeing anything that might even equate as a trap. And I'm not seeing any other base computers around. So the only thing I can think of is perhaps somebody has managed to put a trap base at the original version. See, when Hello Games feature a base, they feature it, but they kind of take a copy of it and put it in its own separate instance. It's why you don't see a shed load of comms balls and you don't see loads of other people's base computers everywhere around. It's kind of in a ring-fence protected area. So I'm very amiss as to how they've managed to make a trap base in the front of your base. The only thing I can think of doing is getting these coordinates and going there while in this galaxy and having a look at the original version of this base. So I'm just going to take note of this, and I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go view the original.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
Right then, so I've gone to an actual trading post. I've picked up the trinkets of the GEC, since this is a GEC system, the things that you need to offer at a monolith. Now I just need to go get some alien charts to go find a monolith. Oh look, there's another player there. Hello other player, so networking is on. Yeah, so a little bit odd, but I'm not seeing any other, but well, you don't really see bases in these ring fence sort of areas anyway. So here we go, let's exchange for specific maps. And I would like an alien chart map, please. I think I'm only going to need 10 of these before I actually find myself a monolith. And let's pop these. Let's go find a monolith anywhere in this system. Alien artifact detected. Doesn't say monolith, so I'm going to carry on. Monolith detected. Lovely jubbly. Let's go and fly down to the monolith. I'll see you when I get there, people. We land by said monolith. Lovely jubbly. Let's go and interacticate with this. Oh, fudge, yeah, I forgot. I haven't exactly got the best movement modules on this save, have I? Alright, here we go. Interactamondo. Okay, now you have to actually pass this, so I'm going to shoot the creature. I know that one. I've done a load of these. Right, now I can interacticate again with it and give it the trinket of the GEC, in this case, a GEC relic. And that's going to point me to the portal. Righto. Portal, where are you? There it is over there. I'll see you at the portal, people. Yes, I fly my trusty steed. I landed said portal. I'm probably going to have to activate the portal. Here we go, let's have a look-see. Nah, I always get the wrong side. There's a 50% chance of being right. I'm wrong. Virtually 90% of the time. Work that one out. Here we go. Zoom. Yeah, let's activate this. Now I am in creative mode, so I should just be able to slap all this together. Now the reason I wanted to stay in creative mode is just in case this trap base is using some sort of hazardous flora to then do damage to my player. At least I can circumnavigate that one. Right, now I need to put in the portal code that I took a photo of at the actual base. It's going to be the same system. I've never used the portal to go to the same system, but I think this is a different planet in the system. So it should work. Okay, one sec while I find the code and inputicate it. Last one. Boom. There we go. And I am in the Idajurajagian Galaxy, or however you pronounce that one. And it's activated, it didn't come up with a portal error, so it should take me to the planet in question where the original base would reside. Let's go and have a look. Righto, well I've arrived, and hopefully we're going to see a lot more base markers. Yeah, well there's a base marker over there. Now I've just got to find the mushroom base. I mean, the trouble is if it wasn't the last base that's uploaded, I'm going to see a lot of bases here. Okay, let's have a look, see. What's that base there? La Colonia. Well, it wasn't that base. Alright, well, give me a moment and I'll see if I can find the mushroom base, but I'm not actually seeing it now. How bizarre indeedy doody. Yeah, chums, what I've done is I've flown up to the station, then I'm doing a reload of the save, and I'm going to look at all bases that are inside of this region. I've got a feeling that there's going to be a lot. I mean, I'm seeing lots of players entering and exiting the system. Sounds like an exotic ship just landed. Yes, look at that. Oh, it's another player. It's another player. See what I mean? All right, here we go. Let's have a look then. Other bases. So we've got Nerozii's base that's actually there, and it's still marked as being a featured base. Let's have a look, see if we can see another tile for Nerozii's base inside of this listing that hasn't got the star on it. Because technically, I'd imagine that's... Oh, it's still inside my recent as well. But other bases. Let's just have a quick look-see, see if there's a duplicate of it here. Which I haven't looked at these bases for a long time, the featured bases, or the hierarchy and architecture of how they actually work. Yeah, so I'm not seeing another Nerozii base here, but you can see that there's a lot of bases here. They've all got the wrong thumbnails, they've all got duplicate thumbnails, and a lot of them don't tell me who actually made them either. It's still a little bit janky, this whole base building stuff, but let's go there then. Warp to Polestar Potions Apothecary. Let's see if it's almost instantaneous, because I'm in the same system. But what I'm worried about is it's actually going to take me from the instance that I was in and into the protected instance where I'm not going to see all the other bases. And no, look, I can now see all the other bases. I can now see all other bases inside of the system. So if the trap base is still here, I should technically, in theory, still see it. Okay, so hopefully, Nerozii, I'm hoping this proves that your base is now completely safe. I'm hoping, anyway. Okay, hold on. There is another base in very close proximity. Aldemore Hollow by Zig. Okay, I am seeing another base in close proximity. One that I can actually report. Okay, Aldemore Hollow. Aldemore Hollow. I think I can commit that to memory. Let's go inside of the base and let's see if anything happens now. Now, what I'm thinking is I reported the bases, didn't I? So I'm now not seeing everything that was here, that should be here. Maybe there was a site-to-site teleporter to the side of the staircase, and maybe I've just been lucky and missed it. But maybe there is another way that people are getting trapped inside of this base, people. I don't know the full extent of just how bad it might be, and maybe I was just extremely lucky to avoid the traps. Now the weird thing is, if you do teleport to this base, they have dug a secondary hole here, so you're going to end up falling all the way into this hole. And you might appear here and think, well, what the flying fudge, where the heck am I, where's the base? This might be all you see when you actually teleport here. So there's an inconvenience, but there might be more to this. I would be extremely careful when visiting here. Maybe I've just been extremely lucky, people inside the viewerverse. But if you watch my footage back, I'll try and input this piece exactly where I saw the other player disappear. And they disappear right at the foot of this stairwell. So yeah, be careful around the staircase, people. Is there any sort of trap that may ensue or capture me? I am not seeing anything here as yet. As you can see, people, everything to me looks fine. Okay. Hold on. I've just fallen underneath the ground. Okay, I'm alright. I'm okay. Nope, I'm back inside of the ground. I'm back inside of the ground again. So there does appear to be a slight trap there. It's quite a funny one, to be honest. I think someone might have made the grass actually match everything. And then terrain, they've just made a hole there. Somehow using the terrain manipulator. And then put fake grass over the top. Is that the trap? It does seem to be quite cylindrical. And it is right at... Hold on, look. There's a load of terrain manipulation gone on here as well, look. There's all sorts of shite here. Okay. Well, maybe I'm seeing the remnants of probably what's been reported by quite a lot of people. Okay. Well, what was that base called again? It's called Aldemore Hollow. Aldemore Hollow. Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's fly on. Let's just have a little look around, see if there's anything else that's a little bit squiffy. I don't see anything else here that's particularly imparted here. Now, I don't want to report the base just yet. What I want to do now is fly on up to the station and use the station's teleporter to teleport to Aldemir Hollow. I want to make sure that what I'm reporting is what I'm reporting. Okay. Okay, well, let's have a look-see then. So here we go, other bases. And I'm looking for Aldemir Hollow. There it is, right there. Aldemir Hollow. And when you look at the thumbnail, there isn't much inside of the thumbnail. Okay, last edited on the 15th of the 6th. Well, I think that's today, isn't it? And this is by My Zeke. Let's go then. Let's have a look-see, people. Okay, well, I've arrived at Cated, and this looks completely different to what I was seeing before. And this looks like it's a little way away from the actual base in question, from the mushroom base. So I'm not seeing the mushroom base near here. Oh, hello. Hello there, John. I guess you're also here taking a look-see around, aren't you? Righto, well, where's the mushroom base? How is this showing so close to the mushroom base? Let's have a look for it. There's the mushroom base just there, 127 U's away. So I would say this is probably the offending base. This is very dubious indeed. Hello there, you're right there, John. Yeah, I don't know whether John can. I can invite him to my group and see what he thinks of this and have a little. No, I won't bother. Let's just go over here and let's have a look. Now that I've teleported to the base, whether I see more of an obstruction. Now that I've actually teleported to the base in question. Okay, right. I'm seeing a boulder floating in midair. And there is definitely a giant hole in the ground through the terrain. And I have fallen even further. And even further still. Now, my jetpack is a little bit cack. I can still get out of the hole. It's not the end of the world. But that is a far deeper hole. I mean, look at it. They've dug a massive, great big cavern in front of what is a beautiful base. And then stuck a rock in the air and also built what looks like a phallus in a roundabout way. A very crude one. Doesn't look too great, does it? You know? I don't know why anybody would want to do this to Nerozii's base. I mean, this is a beautiful featured base. And somebody has come here and done what they've done. I mean, I would say that the base that they've built that's in relatively close proximity, it's not the worst base. They didn't have to do this. And they didn't have to dig a giant hole right in front of the base. That to me is just another level of being a git. If they just built that base over there that's quite functional, looks quite cool, I wouldn't have said it would have been too much of an issue. The only thing that is an issue is building that close to a base this detailed is going to cause people to get frame rate issues and loading issues and rendering issues and enjoy what could be more of a seamless experience when it comes to traversing this lovely base. At least they haven't completely wrecked this base or encased it inside of another base. But the fact that they've dug holes and not filled them in is just a little bit gittery. So if it is your base over here and you've managed to build within like 100 U's of a featured base, I'd still say it's not on, to be fair, because of, like I pointed out, the rendering issues that it's going to cause. So what I would say to people, if you do come here and you're seeing that the terrain is still mangled and is still nasty, report the base. I'm going to report it, and there we go. I'm going to report that it's right near to Nerozii's base. So I don't know how they're going to see this. There's Nerozii's base, and there's that base. It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's hard to get it into a frame to show what's going on. But at least if I report it, it's going to disappear for me. That's all now disappeared. if I go over to Nerozii's base now, there's Nerozii's base, hopefully all those terrain edits and changes are also gone. I'm still seeing a floating rock, and I'm still seeing the terrain issues. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, so I'm doing another reload, and what that should do, I'm hoping, is remove those cluttered bases that I reported. And I'm hoping that when I teleport back down there, at least everything might look okay for me. And the only trouble is they're still going to look bad for any other player that visits. I feel that Hello Games needs to do more to protect people's bases, because there's so many different ways that players can encroach onto another player's building area that it makes sharing bases almost non-viable anymore for people inside the viewerverse. And it really, honestly, it is that bad. Well, you can see how bad it is. I mean, look, we've still got that. I don't know whether that's supposed to be a hand pointing to the hole in the ground. I mean, before it was quite cleverly hidden under grass. And now you've got this big hole down here. I don't think there's any sort of thing that can kill you here. It's just an inconvenience of having to fly back out again. I wouldn't say it's the worst trap base ever made or anything like that. Oh God, I've just got stuck in someone's ship now. Someone landed a bloody ship on my head. Okay, right. But it's not perfect anymore. I mean, all these bases that were around here are now gone. But I'm still seeing the residual results of their base computers. Maybe this has been trolled multiple times. Maybe this is remnants of other people's bases. Maybe there was a trapped base here that was well worse than what I'm seeing right now. But whatever's going on here, people, it's not cricket. It's not on, and it's not perfect. And it's a real shame that this sort of stuff is happening, and I really hope that Hello Games can tighten this sort of stuff up. I know that they've done things to improve this in the past, and I don't think that there is a sure certain way of stopping any of this trolling from ever happening, or if there was, like I said, this has been going on now for about 3 years. And if it could be fixed, I would have imagined Hello Games would have fixed it within like the first couple of weeks of it being reported. But here we are, and here we are, you know. We're still at the same point where bases can be built on top of by other people. Go figure. So anyway, people, I've done my part. I've come here, I've reported the bases that are in close proximity to Nerozii's base, the featured base. And to get to see those bases, you are going to have to do what I did and actually use a teleporter to get to the original version so you see all other bases. The actual featured base is in a ring-fenced instance, and it seems to be fairly protected. You know what, just as one more test, I'm just going to go up to the actual spatial anomaly and I'm going to re-teleport down to the featured version of Nerozii's base and just make sure I'm not seeing anything weird now. Now that I've gone to visit and saw that there are 3 other bases, I want to see if there is something now appearing in front of Nerozii's base for me. We're back up inside of the old spatial anomaly. Let's head on over and let's have a look-see. Featured bases. Featured. And we're going to Nerozii's base again. Let's walk. Let's have a look-see. Okay, well, I've arrived, located. Let's just jump back on over onto this screen. Now I know what the actual issue is. Let's go and walk on over to the base computer. There is still massive holes inside of the ground. There's still the one that goes to the bottom of nowhere. And we've still got some floating debris around. So now that I've gone... I mean, look, it says that I've entered into Aldemore Hollow, which is the base that I reported. The actual base is gone, but all the terrain edits that other people have probably made to this area are still in this area. Yeah, I see the problem. This is not good. And even if you go and report it, the thing that remains is the terrain edits. And it seems to be that no matter how many times you report it, the terrain edits are not going anywhere. That really does suck. Okay, people, well, there we go. I mean, it's such an awesome base, Nerozii's base. And I'm hoping that I can send this video footage over to Hello Games. They can take a look at it and see if they can do anything to try and help rectify this stuff. I'm going to have to send it via the usual channels, via the Zendesk, and just hope that it reaches them, people inside the Vioverse. Salute Mondo. Yeah. Would I suggest... There's not much I can suggest. The only real way to protect your bases from this sort of thing is to put other base computers around your base by about, I don't know, about a 400 U's perimeter, north, south, east and west, around your base. So it creates some sort of circle of protection. It's a waste of base computers, it's a waste of base parts on your base count, but any base that you really want protected, that's the only real way to do it. It's a bug bind, it's a faff, and it shouldn't have to be done. It's not great. But there we go, people. That's all I can do. All I can suggest is if you come here, please report any bases that are close to Nerozii's base. Report away, and hopefully it's going to make them disappear. Hopefully if the Hello Games see enough reports of these players coming in, maybe they might be able to do something more than just remove the bases. Maybe they might be able to reach out to these players and say, please stop building within inside of other bases, confines. Otherwise we might have to disable your multiplayer altogether. And that is all I can suggest could happen, or should happen, in my theory. In my opinion, that's kind of what should happen. They should be issued with warnings to say, keep doing this, and we'll strip away your ability to even enter into multiplayer. Bar those players, or block them for a good 6 months, or something along those lines. Because if they're going to troll other players, if they're going to ruin other players' experience, I mean, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop people from visiting this base by making them fall through the ground and into giant pits. I mean, if there was like a hazardous plant down here or something like that that you can't destroy because it's inside somebody's base area, that could be a bit of a problem. Alright, anyway, people, I think I've banged on enough about this, but sound up in the comments. Let us know, what do you think should happen to people that troll other people's bases? Am I being too over the top with this one? I mean, I feel that they should be sent a warning, and then if they do it again, sent a last final warning. If they do it a third time, boom, that's it. Banned for 6 months from using multiplayer inside of No Man's Sky. 6 months, no more multiplayer. And if they come back in and do it 3 more times, banned for life from using multiplayer in No Man's Sky. That's kind of how the way I feel it should be. I mean, that is annoying. That is proper annoying. Alright, people, well, I'm going to call in my ship, I'm going to make a save, and I'm going to be exiting off. But yeah, not good. Till next time. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye again.